Good evening, my name is Fatih Shaibu Ali. This is News Update on ETV Ghana. The Municipal Chief Executive nominee for Dwabin in the Ashanti region, Alex Safo-Kantanka, is expected to face the Special Prosecutor, Kisie Jabin, over allegations of bribery and corruption on Tuesday. The nominee, who failed to obtain the required number of votes for confirmation for the second time, was captured in a video demanding monies allegedly paid to some assembly members in return for their vote. He was subsequently picked up by the police for questioning. Special Prosecutor Kisie Jabin also served the MCE nominee summons to appear before him for questioning on Tuesday, November 9. He was given an option to attend with a lawyer. The letter further indicated that the Special Prosecutor's Office has commenced investigations into allegations of corruption and corruption-related offences, particularly in relation to Alex Safo-Kantanka's nomination and confirmation or otherwise as the Municipal Chief Executive of Dwabin Municipality in the Ashanti region. 5 students of the Konongo Odumasi Senior High School in the Ashanti region appeared in court earlier today in connection with the stabbing of a 15-year-old first-year student to death. According to a police statement, the student went on a bullying spree on the night of Friday, November 5, 2021, after prep hours leading to the attack on the deceased. Lahan Saun, the deceased, was stabbed with a knife by his colleague after he attempted to resolve a scuffle between the suspect and his mate. Preliminary findings by the police indicate the prime suspect, 17-year-old Emmanuel Frimpong, was abusing some Form 1 students, and upon resistance, he stabbed Lahan Saun to death. A Konongo Odumasi Circuit Court, presided over by Her Worship Joyce Banfo, remanded the 5 students and are to be kept at the Joso Juvenile Detention Center for 7 days. Sudanese pro-democracy groups have launched 2 days of civil disobedience and strikes in protest against last month's military coup, although participation appeared to be limited by interruptions to internet and phone connections. In a sign of the potential for the coup to unravel, efforts to end decades of internal conflict, armed rebel fractions that signed a peace deal last year rejected the coup and called for the ending of a state of emergency. Local resistance committees and the Sudanese Professionals Association, which led demonstrations in an uprising that toppled long-serving autocrat Omar al-Bashir in 2019, are organizing a campaign of protest and barricades to try to reverse the military takeover. There were protests too in the cities of Medani, Nyala and Atbara, where hundreds protested the reappointment of Bashir loyalists in local government. Internet services have been almost completely disrupted since October 25 coup, and phone coverage remains patchy. Daily life came to a near standstill after the takeover, but shops, roads and some banks have since reopened. The coup halted a power-sharing arrangement between the military and civilians that had been agreed after Bashir's overthrow and was meant to lead to democratic elections by late 2023. And in Ethiopia, tens of thousands rallied in Addis Ababa to support Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's government as federal troops fight rebellious forces threatening to march on the capital. Some demonstrators denounced the United States, one of the foreign powers that has called for a ceasefire to a year-long war, which has intensified amid advances by rebellious forces in the past week. The UN Security Council, the African Union, Kenya and Uganda have also called for a ceasefire in the conflict that has killed thousands of people. Canada, calling the situation in Ethiopia rapidly evolving and deteriorating, has withdrawn the families of its embassy staff and non-essential Canadian employees. Now, global COVID-19 cases surpassed 250 million on Monday as some countries in Eastern Europe experienced record outbreaks, even as the Delta variant surge eases and many countries resume trade and tourism. The daily average number of cases has fallen by 36% over the past 3 months, but the virus is still infecting 50 million people worldwide every 90 days due to the highly transmissible Delta variant. By contrast, it took nearly a year to record the first 50 million COVID-19 cases. Health experts are optimistic that many nations have put the worst of the pandemic behind them thanks to vaccines and natural exposure, although they caution that colder weather and upcoming holiday gatherings could increase cases. That's all for news updates. My name is Fatih Shaibu Ali.